When I heard about fateful encounters, I used to think it was something like love at first sight. But in reality, it's not that romantic. In fact, there are cases where you might have a fateful encounter without even realizing it. Like me. My name is Kyle. Just an ordinary office worker, but summer is a different story. I'm a huge fan of the sea, and when summer comes, I head to the beach, making me a true beachgoer. I love the sea so much that I go swimming with my friends every week. What? You might ask, why not just swim in a pool? This sea has its own allure. White sandy beaches, scorching sunlight, and the wind on the waves. The sea offers experiences you just can't get in a pool, making it a seasonal pleasure. That's why I go all out only in the summer. As an adult, you gain the means to do what you want, to a certain extent. I've always loved the sea since I was a student, dreaming of buying a surfboard or riding a jet ski. I swore to myself that I'd enjoy the sea to the fullest once I became an adult. I even had such ambitions. Why was I so passionate about the sea? Well, embarrassing as it is to admit, I was bad at studying and wanted to excel at least in something. So I threw myself into swimming. The community pool was affordable, and as long as I said I was going there to practice swimming, my parents didn't fuss. Thanks to that, I became popular during swimming classes. That's why swimming was so enjoyable, and the sea, with its waves, offers a different environment every day. There's never a dull moment because you can always try new situations. So, here I am, off to swim with my friends today. Unfortunately, as an office worker, I only get weekends off. The beach I frequent is large and popular, drawing crowds and bustling with activity. Today, there were various people, including families with children and groups of young women. Of course, groups of guys like us, and some miscreants trying to pick up girls. After all, if you come to the beach, you should enjoy the sea, but I suppose everyone has their own way of enjoying it. It would be odd to fuss over it. Sure, I've thought about bringing a girlfriend to the beach someday. But sadly, I don't have a girlfriend, and none of my past girlfriends have accompanied me to the beach. They had various reasons, like not wanting to get tanned or not owning a swimsuit. So, my ideal partner would be someone who enjoys the beach with me, but I haven't had much luck finding such a person. It would be great if I could meet someone who loves the sea at the beach, but that would seem too much like I'm just trying to pick someone up, and I'm genuinely here to enjoy the sea. In other words, I don't have time for flirting. So, I was just about to enjoy myself, just when help. Just after I got into the sea, I suddenly heard a scream. I thought someone was drowning, but that wasn't the case. I saw something floating by my side. Was that a woman's swimsuit? Looking towards where the swimsuit came from, I saw a woman trying hard to cover herself with her arms while swimming, but failing to do so properly and revealing too much. "Excuse me, that's mine," she said, but I thought to myself, come on, at least try to help her or cover her up. Even if there are no acquaintances around, there are other women, but I immediately swam to retrieve the swimsuit. The swimsuit had unfortunately drifted a bit far away. It would be difficult for the woman to swim like this, let alone swim without a swimsuit at all. Since there were many women around and no one seemed adept at swimming, I instinctively went to get it. I quickly grabbed the orange striped swimsuit and swam back to the woman. Once I got close enough, I turned my face away and just handed her the swimsuit. I couldn't very well look directly at her. "Thank you so much." The woman took the swimsuit from me and hurriedly put it on. Perhaps not wanting to change right there, she skillfully changed under the water, showing only her face, which seemed to limit the number of onlookers. Finally, everything was covered up, and I no longer had to worry about where to look. We decided to leave the water for a while. The woman had been a bit out to sea, chasing after her swimsuit, so I pulled her towards the shore. She seemed a bit tired from the shock of losing her swimsuit. It would be terrible if she drowned while trying to swim in that state. "Thank you so much," she said once we were on land, deeply grateful. She stared at my face for a while, and I found myself tilting my head in confusion. I thought something might be on my face, but when the woman hurriedly apologized, saying, "I'm sorry," I decided not to worry about it. Actually, this woman was quite beautiful, and I was pleased to be looked at. I'd like to thank you." "Oh, no, you don't have to thank me for something like that. Please let me thank you. I don't know what I would have done without you." She insisted on thanking me, so I figured, well, if it leads to a meal with a woman, that's fine. And we exchanged contact information before parting ways for the day. However, I had forgotten to ask for her name at that time. I regretted not talking to women much, but when I asked for her name over messages, she said it was Anderson. I was looking forward to dining with her, and then, a week later, at lunch, I went to have lunch with Ms. Anderson. The lunch here is famous for its reviews, and Ms. Anderson had made the reservation. I thought it was unnecessary to go this far, but for a woman, having her swimsuit swept away is a huge ordeal, and she might have been harassed by some unsavory characters, so that was probably her way of saying thank you. When I arrived at the meeting place, there was an incredibly beautiful woman. Even in a swimsuit, she had a nice figure and a feminine shape, I thought, but her casually cute style in jeans and a lace blouse was something else. And with those charming round glasses and her soft bob hairstyle, I must admit, I was quite taken by her innocent-looking face. "Hello, Kyle. Thank you for today. I'm sorry for insisting on this." No, it's fine." I became a bit embarrassed and looked away. To exchange contact information with such a cute girl, even if it was due to an incident, I couldn't be happier. Then she said with a laugh, "Kyle, you still look away when you're embarrassed, just like before." What? A habit from the past? Have we met before, Ms. Anderson? We've met before, not for the first time. Summer Anderson. Does that ring a bell? Summer Anderson. Hearing that name, I definitely remembered. She was my high school classmate. Though in my memory, Summer Anderson was very serious, quiet, and quite plain. She always followed the school rules, served as a class rep, and her grades were always at the top. She was the classic glasses girl vibe. At least, she's nothing like the lovely and beautiful Ms. Anderson standing before me now. But the Summer Anderson I know is her, and her alone. So that means, could it be, you're Summer from Lynx High? Yeah, that's right. Did you finally realize? What? I let out an incredible scream. That's how surprised I was. They say women can change a lot with makeup, but this was almost like she had undergone plastic surgery. The change was so drastic. Well, in reality, she hadn't had surgery but had dyed her hair a much lighter color, switched to cute, round glasses, and completely changed her style of dress. Wow, you look so surprised. Well, of course, I'm surprised. Are you really that Summer? Yes, I am. The Summer who used to lend her notes to Kyle when he slept in class and let him copy her homework. Summer laughed amusingly, but her smile still retained a hint of her past self. After picking up her swimsuit, she must have been staring at my face to check if I was someone she knew. Kyle, you were always good at swimming. Once we settled into the restaurant and caught our breath, we started updating each other on our lives. It almost felt like a mini reunion. I hadn't really attended reunions, so seeing Summer after so many years felt like putting gratitude aside and just enjoying each other's company. It felt nice, almost like a return to the past. I wasn't very bright back then. Summer, feeling sorry for me, used to teach me at a diner. Remembering that, Summer teased, if there had been a swimming class, you would have definitely outperformed me. And you would have been counted from the bottom in swimming class. Well, I can swim averagely well, but I wanted to talk to you about that. Summer started to speak hesitantly, looking down. Apparently, she's planning to go to the beach with a friend next month, who is married and bringing her child along. I think it'll be fine since we'll be in the shallow end with floaties, and the child is in elementary school, but you know, after my swimsuit incident, I couldn't help but worry. What if it had been a child who got swept away? Summer felt she might not be able to help if something happened to the child. Honestly, accidents at sea are common. Even with floaties, one can be swept away, and if taken by the waves, even adults might not make it back safely. Summer's concerns were valid. So, I was wondering if you could teach me how to swim better. Me. You go to the beach often, right? I thought you'd be reliable. She looked up at me tentatively, and I felt a flutter in my heart. Teaching such a cute woman to swim, is that okay? I thought, but there was nothing inappropriate about it. This was, indeed, training to prevent accidents. I convinced myself to agree to her request. The following week, Summer and I headed to the beach. Today, she wore a red polka-dot swimsuit, giving off a different vibe from before. The orange striped swimsuit from before, it turns out she bought it on the spot because she forgot her own. That day, I actually forgot my swimsuit and bought one at the beach shop, but it didn't fit right, and that happened. There's no way that's happening today, she said, her face turning red as she headed into the ocean, and I chased after her. We could have gone to a pool, but the sea, with its waves, offers a different environment, and getting used to it seemed better, which turned out to be the right choice. Summer, can you try a little harder? I can't, it's too hard. Indeed, Summer could swim to some extent, but it was all self-taught, and her flutter kick was particularly slow. I asked if she could speed up her kick, but she was already struggling. For now, if you can manage the crawl, you'll be able to swim farther, and it's good to learn the breaststroke in the sea since it's less tiring. Shall we keep practicing? Please, I'd appreciate it. I took Summer's hand and kept her practicing the flutter kick and observed her swimming form. It felt like a swimming class for adults, earnestly practicing swimming, which was kind of amusing. Of course, we practiced in shallow water, and if the waves got even slightly higher, we'd return to shore. Safety first was our motto during practice, and as a result, she was able to master breathing while doing the crawl by the end of the day. However, swimming isn't something you can improve at overnight. Can we do this again next week? After Summer said this, we started practicing swimming almost every week. But since going to the sea every time was challenging, we practiced in the sea on weekend and in a pool after work on weekdays. Thanks to our intensive training, Summer became reasonably good at swimming. She'd be able to handle things if something happened to a child now. Indeed, her beach outing with friends was a huge success, and she even got compliments on her swimming skills, which she happily relayed to me. Thank you so much, Kyle. I know it's been a hassle, so let me treat you to a meal again. She seemed really happy when she said that. Teaching her for a month was indeed worth it. So here we are, going out for a meal again, but this time, it's dinner. Summer had apparently reserved a nice restaurant. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. It's fine. Teaching was hard work, and I want to thank you for your company. Summer smiled at me with her exceptionally cute makeup and fluffy curled hair. Today, she dressed up even more stylishly than usual, and I've been feeling nervous all day. But it's sad that I don't have an excuse to go to the sea with you anymore. Eating and drinking. As I said that in high spirits, Summer replied with a laugh, "You really love the sea, don't you?" I knew summer was serious and wouldn't be swayed by such a frivolous invitation, but being brushed off was still a bit disappointing. And yet, she asked, "Do you have a girlfriend, Kyle?" No, I don't have one right now." "I see. Then, would it be okay if I applied for the position?" "What?" I was momentarily speechless, not quite understanding what she had just said. There was a brief silence, and Summer fidgeted nervously. "Wait, so, you mean, you want to be my girlfriend?" "Yes, that's what I mean." "Since when? How long have you felt this way?" "I mean, I'm a guy. Of course, I've thought about having a cute woman like Summer as my girlfriend. But Summer always seemed so serious, even while practicing swimming, and I didn't think she saw me in a romantic way." "But then, if you ask when, since high school," she said, sharing her feelings from back then. "In high school, Summer had a crush on me. I was the life of the class and always the center of attention. Though my grades were poor and I often slept for classes, I gave my all to swimming. It seems she admired me for that. Back then, I was plain and lacked confidence in myself. You always had people around you. I was envious, but you seemed to shine so brightly." Her willingness to teach me and share her notes was her way of seeking any connection with me. But Summer struggled to express her feelings, and I never noticed her affection. Lacking the courage to confess, Summer graduated without ever revealing her feelings. I regretted not confessing. I thought I would change my image in college and exchange contacts with you at a reunion, but you never attended, so we never met. Sorry about that." I could only respond with a wry smile to Summer's words. She might have seen me as popular, but in reality, many of my high school friendships were superficial, and I didn't have many close friends. In fact, I found more in common with people I met in college, which is what I never felt compelled to attend high school reunions. "I never thought I'd see you again, especially not at the beach. It felt like fate, so I kind of forced our connection to continue." She kept insisting on expressing her gratitude as a way to exchange contact information with me. I did think she could have just asked normally, but she said she didn't want it to seem like a pickup line. Well, I can understand her feelings. "I've always liked you, Kyle, so please, let me be your girlfriend." Summer, her face flushed red, confessed to me. She was so adorable that there was no way I could refuse. Well, even if she wasn't cute, I wouldn't have wanted to refuse anyway. It made me really happy to know she had kept thinking about me all this time. "Thank you, Summer. I was actually hoping you could be my girlfriend too." "Really?" "Yeah." As I smiled, Summer jumped up with joy, exclaiming, "Yes." It felt like her long-awaited love had finally been reciprocated. Things moved quickly for us after that. Our first date was, of course, at the beach. This time, instead of swimming practice, we enjoyed marine sports together. Like surfing. We visited different beaches on each date, and sometimes we even spent the night at hotels with ocean views. The fireworks seen from the hotel were a beautiful sight and a great memory. Well, the fireworks in my memories are beautiful, but their beauty remains unchanged over the years. "Daddy, the fireworks are so pretty." "Hey, don't get too excited." Several years later, we get married, and we're blessed with a daughter. Today, we've brought our daughter to the hotel where we can see fireworks, just like on our dates. My daughter might not remember, but we've been coming to this hotel since Summer and I were dating, after we got married, and even during her pregnancy. After all, it's the hotel near the beach where we reunited. It's a place full of memories for us, and that's why we've decided to create many more memories together by coming here every summer. Yeah, it's beautiful. As I said this, I looked at my daughter in Summer, who was trying to keep our energetic little one in check. This scene of my life's greatest love, surrounded by my family, is surely more beautiful than any fireworks or anything else in the world. It may not sound very romantic to say that this precious moment was sparked by a swimsuit being swept away. But accidents happen to everyone, and sometimes those accidents can change your life. What's up, Kyle? Just thinking about how beautiful it is. When Summer saw me grinning, she gave me a curious look. Responding to her, she teased, "I wonder what you're looking at," with a laugh. I hope to continue these carefree conversations, building a happy family life. With those thoughts in mind, I watched the sea and fireworks with the two of them.